So I think by now most of you have already heard the news regarding the Ghost Rider. He was only meant to be in the first half of the latest season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now of course when he disappears at the end, where he goes, it's all left up to debate, and they'll probably get back to that at some point down the road. But recently, Clark Gregg has been making the rounds along with some of the other people that are involved with the TV side of things. And of course they're constantly asked about where the characters are going, who was some of the other elements that they were teasing, what are they teasing, and they were specifically asked about Johnny Blaze, who of course Clark Gregg did confirm was the Rider we saw when he showed up and looked down and Robbie Reyes got his powers. Now there's been much debate regarding Ghost Rider, specifically Johnny Blaze. Now when I reviewed the episode, when I made a video after it, I speculated, and this led to a giant bloodbath in the comments and being called all sorts of things or being wrong, that there can only be one Ghost Rider at a time in the MCU, and that Johnny Blaze actually showed up to pass along his powers to Robbie Reyes, so he could be free and then Robbie would become the new Rider. Well, now we actually have a quote that goes over this, and it says, "There is a tradition within the comics that there's been many Ghost Riders. Our take on that is that they're not simultaneously a tribe of Ghost Riders, but that it's passed. The spirit of vengeance is passed from person to person. In that respect, at least our intention was that the spirit of vengeance was passed from one person to another." So as I speculated, there can only be one Ghost Rider in the MCU, and this makes a lot of sense. And what I said originally was, imagine if Mephisto, the devil, whoever they're standing for the devil is, right, can just make Ghost Riders out of nowhere. Then why wouldn't he just have an army of Ghost Riders? And this is kind of what makes Ghost Rider less special in the comics, is when you can have multiple riders out there, So the MCU wanted to stick with one, which you have Robbie Reyes, which obviously in the episodes we saw that Johnny Blaze does exist, and he was in fact the Rider before he passed it on. So I'm glad I was right. I'm glad they confirmed it. Now we can stop speculating on it. But obviously this means that Johnny Blaze is no longer the Ghost Rider. So how this plans out, if they ever intend to use any other Ghost Rider, I guess we'll find out down the line. But for now, that's how it is. So Robbie Reyes is the Ghost Rider, and he's probably in hell.